VidCon 2010 at the Melbourne Exhibition Convention Centre, whatever it's called, but this is like, it's going to be insane. Some of the best YouTube creators in the world are attending, and industry tracks with like massive social networks, so I can't wait to learn and to share and to absorb and everything. Like everything is read here, right? The back of the book, yeah, this entire wall, and pretty much everything else, because why wouldn't it be YouTube branded? YouTube, yeah, red, and I'm wearing red so that I would match, and see all the signage? Red, YouTube, love. And at the YouTube desk, of course, they've got amazing YouTube jackets. Can we get a swirl? How awesome is that? Nice branding. So excited. Can you see right behind me? There's an industry track over there. Oh, look, blink and you miss it. So cool. And on the other way, at the other end of the auditorium, there is like creator track, and it's like filled with people that are just like madly in love with YouTube. Amazing. So many stairs and the wrong way, but I made it. I am just about to head into the creators track to see Daniel Stephenson, Content Partnerships Manager of Australia and New Zealand YouTube chat. I'm so excited. It was really inspiring for all the content creators that were in the audience, because he said that content creators are the lifeblood of YouTube. That was one of the most amazing takeaways. And he also spoke about how many grants and programs are actually in place to support content creators, for whether you're emerging and only have a few subscribers, or whether you're up to like thousands and plus. There's actually levels of support that YouTube offer you along the way, which I didn't even know about, which I think is incredible. Amazing opportunity. Daniel, I myself am an emerging content creator on YouTube, so if you're watching this video, you know where to find me. And now it's time for John Uche, Product Marketing Manager of YouTube, straight from the United States. So what he did was really interesting. He actually likened content creators of today to doctors from the 1800s, and he said that doctors like in that era were super renegade, and they were risk takers, and they were on the edge, and they were on the fringe, and then eventually they paved the way and people followed them. And that's what he said content creators today are doing. You know, it's unknown territory, and it's YouTube's role to help make that road smoother for them, which I thought was a really awesome comparison and just analogy and just way to actually think about it. He also said the fourth biggest career aspiration these days is for people to become gamers or to become content creators. And so he was talking a lot about how like there's always an expectation that you'll be a doctor or you'll be a lawyer, and another one of his quotes that I loved was, sometimes the hardest thing is not the comment section, it's facing your parents. And so yeah, he spoke about how, you know, content creators are the future, and you don't need to follow the regime, and create your own path and forge your own way, and you'll achieve success. He said every road was once a path, which is correct. Seinfeld also said something similar. He said the road less travelled is less travelled for a reason. Which one do you prefer? Next up is an Instagram workshop with Jackson Williams. Can you see that? See that? So excited. His quote was, everything you've basically read online about how the feed works is wrong. I might have muddled up a word or two, but in theory what that means is if you read anything about how the Instagram algorithm works online, it is incorrect. He also spoke a lot about IGTV and spoke about how it's a platform where the vertical nature and the vertical structure actually allows us to have more of an intimate connection with the person who's creating the content, and you can actually have links, which you can't in the bottom of a normal Instagram post, which is awesome as well. And one of the ideas that he was promoting is that it's a really good platform to just test. So if you've got like 5 ideas that you just want to like test and see how they work, chuck them on IGTV. I don't work for Instagram. I would like to, but I don't. I am so excited to see Julie Kalsef talk about, can you see that? From Script to Millions, how to write and market a narrative web series that goes viral. Awesome. Three of the best things that I got out of that were, she said that she started to create her own series, which is now super successful because she was just sick of waiting for permission. So that's one. Number 2 is that nobody actually knows what they're talking about. So if people tell you that you should do this or you shouldn't do that, nobody actually knows, because like the market, the landscape, it's all changing so fluidly, which I also thought was really cool. And she actually said, which we all know deep down inside, but you should be making your own rules. You should be, and I should be. loved one of the keynotes today was Hank Green, massive content creator, and he had awesome advice for all the content creators out there. There are a couple of points that he knocked off, but some of my favorites were, number one is don't have a contract in place for more than 2 years. Anything beyond that is just way too much to commit to. Number two, I loved how he said that there is actually no winning and losing when you're negotiating. So if you feel like the people on the other side of the table are trying to win when you're trying to work out your terms, get out of there. And he also said that like just if someone, a partner that you're working with is also working with someone else who has a high profile, it doesn't mean they're actually good. So you should always talk to people that have worked with them for at least a year to actually find out who you're getting in partnership with before you jump in. It was awesome. And he was funny, even though he was like, this isn't going to be an entertaining keynote, he was funny. And his keynote had one of the best titles I've ever seen, which I can't say because it's, you know, a profanity, but I can show you. This is actually the first time I've ever been at an event, or really anywhere actually in life, where I've been holding an iPhone with a camera and a little audio piece with a fluffy mic and not look like an idiot, because you are nobody if you're not creating content at VidCon. So VidCon, thank you very much for making me, a content creator, feel totally at home. As you can see, my arm is extended out here, holding up the phone, and I feel great. I want to acknowledge that, see, just like that, most of my footage has been filmed different locations today. Okay, so the lighting has been different, some of it's grainy, so one thought that's come to mind is I should probably be attending a session on lighting for video at VidCon. And I'm also holding it with my hand, so apologies if it's been wobbly today. Hopefully there's a session I can attend on using a tripod. Would be very helpful, probably more for you than for me. Thank you, VidCon, for an awesome day. I am inspired to go and create more content, and maybe more content after that.